All right, so welcome to session 11. We are like in the deep shit now.
Yay!
Yeah. So I hope you all are having a great time. Last we left our 5 sparks, their final preparations for the siege were being made, including a meeting with Freeze Vestaborn, the acquisition of a Shattershard spike capable of nullifying magic, as well as the second part of their payment. Audra spent time training at the barracks, where they and Vuras both sparred the High Priestess of the Platinum Arms, with Audra surprisingly taking her off guard. Maya did a deep dive into the past of Archmage Nazrune, discovering, among other things, that Nazrune's only apprentice was none other than Imra Talvain, the necromancer that threatened your group and nearly killed Tybalt. Misfortune commissioned the work of Basil Chitterwise to allow her dagger greater effectiveness against undead, being armed with that dagger as well as a magical bracer made for bottomless throwing knives.
Fucking sick as hell, bro.
Knife gun.
Hell yeah.
My knife hand. For real, though.
Tybalt was rather busy working together with Basil to build their arsenal for the upcoming battle. Now, the group rides their way towards the Spire, Maya, Misfortune, and Audra all stepping away from the warband to make their entrance into the Spire Mirage proper. When coming upon the valley, you were approached by a black-cloaked necromancer, notably not Talvain, who opened a strange magical portal in the very air and gestured you each to follow him inside. But on the other side of the forest, soldiers are sharpening their spears and preparing battle formations. This is a planned siege, and like a siege, will focus mostly on extended war tactics. This meant many phalanxes, archers in the back line, and the preparation of war machines designed by Basil and Tybalt. Namely, there is an over-armored travel ox with a ballistae mounted atop its back. Basil is sitting on the ballista, attempting to coax Stallion into moving forwards, and he is not.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. So, just to put some perspective into the plan of this attack, the main objective is your guys' infiltration of the Spire to reach the Lich King and take him out. If you can manage that, while the rest of the soldiers are doing like a full-on siege. The battle will take like maybe upwards to like an hour or two, as they employ like defensive tactics as well as like machine artillery and such. So don't feel rushed as soon as you get in there. You should still be quick to do your job, but to put in perspective game mechanics, what's going to happen is not like all going to happen in a single minute. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, hey Tybalt.
What's up?
You are currently being acquainted with a large wyvern, a draconic, but unintelligent, like not sentient, draconic, creature that a few of the Platinum Knights use as mounts. There's roughly 6 available brought with the Paladins. They plan to provide aerial support, though they won't be entirely alone. Tybalt, you yourself developed a number of devices, basically little propeller, like single-person propeller machines, designed to crash. You can load them with payloads or battle mages or both, as the battle mages plan to, jump ship as soon as their thing starts to crash and cast Featherfall on themselves. This was what you discussed with me about these devices you were planning to create.
Yes.
Cool.
Correct.
Yeah. Speaking of which, many of the battle mages are currently already at work. They are systematically like burning a path of trees towards the like through the enchanted forest, throwing fire bolts at tree bark and using control flames cantrip to manage the fire. The mages are being careful to minimize damage to the rest of the forest while managing to carve a clear path towards where the spire is positioned on the map. It might take a while, but will hopefully be done before, like, right as the other three manage to bring down the illusion on the spire mirage. This was part of Wybert's idea, was the idea that if there is no forest to be enchanted, then you have a clear path through the forest to reach the spire. Whether or not it actually works like that is yet to be seen. Saren, the High Priestess... Oh, what was that?
I was saying, I like the hypothesis.
Yeah. Saren, the High Priestess, is currently fitting the saddle of one of the wyverns to you, Tybalt. The wyvern is a bit, like, temperamental, but that's likely just, like, how bad you are with animals. And as Saren is trying to calm her down, the wyvern, and is, like, getting you strapped into the dragon, because your plan was to be on one of these and keep watch for the tower showing up and then use it to infiltrate, right?
Yes, exactly.
Cool. So she is setting you to the saddle. I think she's planning to be the primary rider, because, you know, she wouldn't trust you with, like, the absolute fucking amateur you are at wyvern riding. But she is, like, fitting you to a passenger saddle, and she looks at you and goes, "Her name is Pomegranate. Be kind to her, and she will be kind to you."
Pomegranate.
I love it.
I do
can't wait
too.
for Pomegranate
Okay,
to
Persephone.
Buck Tybalt off.
She gives you a look. She's really proud of this wyvern.
Oh.
You fucking be nice to Pomegranate.
And doesn't trust you.
That's so valid.
You know, I can't necessarily blame her. The one mount I have, I can't.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Yes.
You see, Basil is just, like, trying to lean over and whisper into Stallion's ear, and Stallion just goes, "Mah."
God damn it,
I
Stallion.
hate this fucking creature.
Sounded a bit like a sheep there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not what an ox makes.
In character,
It
though.
doesn't matter. I don't even know if it's an actual ox.
So, Saren then turns to you, Vuras. You are nearby, likely preparing to be part of the phalanxes. But she goes, "All right, it's your last chance to grab a wyvern. You know, you probably have a higher chance of getting inside that tower if you do. Who knows how many beasts will be guarding the front doors?"
Well, that's sort of the point of why I'm on the ground is, you know, if there's not already an entrance made for the tower, then Tybalt can handle that while I keep all the attention on the ground on the people on the ground and not the person blowing a hole in the side of the tower.
She gestures to the war machines. I believe that's their job.
That's true.
You know, you can
Koden.
stay on the ground. Just don't be surprised if a wyvern comes by, picks you up, and chucks you into the tower, okay?
I won't be. I'm expecting to eventually that to happen.
You're going in the tower one way or another, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's almost like the plot demands that you need to be part of a dungeon crawl.
For real, yeah, almost.
Required attendance. Alright. Your
Like,
kid
no,
is more
I'll
suited.
stay out of this one, and we're like, no.
You know what? It is fair that you would want to be part of the phalanxes. You are a shield fighter on the ground first and foremost. I don't believe you have any ranged options. She looks at Tybalt, who has a gun.
Yeah. I think Ross is like, well, I do have 2, but I'm not as skilled with them as I am with a sword and a shield. And I think he like pats the hand axe on his hip.
If you throw that hard enough, you know there is a homebrew rule that I allow melee weapons to have smite on them.
Yes, I know.
Or
I saw
ranged
that.
weapons to have a smite on them.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I've used that before.
I haven't yet because Ross is not. He's not good at ranged fighting. He can, but he's not good at it.
You do use your strength for thrown weapons,
Really?
like hand axes and if a weapon like hand axes, javelins, and tridents, which are thrown weapons but don't have finesse, you use your strength for.
Oh, that's good to know. Then maybe I
And
should
eventually,
use,
if
like, fucking axes
If Dani is feeling generous enough, I'm pretty sure there's something that you can make as a return. Dani could enchant one of your weapons to be a returning weapon when you throw it.
It would be kind of funny if you tried that on the axe, so that you could like Thor it back to your hand.
Dope.
Just
Definitely.
God, it would really be like Thor with like divine smite. Just.
I had a question. This is like D&D like related question.
Yes. Back to the game.
This is specifically to my party. Who has the others? Who are we giving the other sending stone? I think
I
like
think
having
you gave it to Maya,
clear
didn't you?
communication.
I think Maya's.
I gave it to Maya, but it's Maya. Audra,
Maya would
and
give it to
George
Tybalt.
going in. No, I
I
have
would give it to. Oh, you have one?
That's why.
These are the sending stones that Tybalt made.
Yeah.
Okay, so if do you guys want Maya to have it, or do you want the person?
It would
Maya
make
can
them-
identify. Sorry.
No, I was saying.
Maybe
Maya can identify the arcane engine first.
Yeah.
Like
My
Maya
other
was
choice would be
the one
MF.
breaking it up.
But
It like, or at least that's a plan, right? Is that Misfortune is going to be the one to sneak up and like break the shit?
Once I identify it, I plan on trying to get it to Misfortune so she can sneak it off.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're the one who like you're the one actually going like into it all, you know? And so like if they were like, and we're planning on doing this in 2 weeks, you could be like, hey, by the way, this goes wrong.
But Maya will let you know when Misfortune splits off to go shut it down.
Is that cool, Tybalt?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll also try to be as close as I can to it so I can detect it when it goes off.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'll immediately come down.
So,
You guys will know when it
Tybalt,
comes down.
Tybalt or Vuras, give me a perception check. You can both do it.
Let me. Well, okay.
Alright.
That's a 4.
All right. 4 perception. All right, Tybalt, what did you get?
I got a 17.
All right, 17. Tybalt, from your vantage point on top of the wyvern, as you are looking for a seatbelt, there is no seatbelt, but you do turn and you see that off in the distance, in the plains, the hilly plains area, there is that same smokestack from the nomadic orc tribes you remember seeing. It's a bit closer now, and you see on top of one of the hills is a very familiar large tusked orc riding an oversized wild boar, or domesticated boar in this case. But this orc scout that you remember meeting with for a brief period, that I believe it was just Audra talking to him.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
me.
But this orc scout is staring at the warband and is doing nothing.
He's probably like, well, fuck.
You should probably let them know it's not for him.
Yeah.
Well, from context clues.
I look at him, and I wave my hands, and then I shake my head.
I promise we aren't colonizers.
You see that the orc slowly nods his head, raises a hand, and does some sort of signal that you are unfamiliar with. It looks a bit like a waving, as he's like holding his hands with two fingers extended, with the pointer finger and the thumb. It seems to be some sort of orc scouting signal that you aren't familiar with. But as he does so, he turns his boar around and starts riding away.
That's good.
Probably.
I'll have to remember that. I will remember this.
All right.
But we'll remember this. Really fast, just before, I don't think we're going in to, I don't know when Tybalt's you're gonna be lifting up the air or anything. I don't think we're doing that right now, but just before I forget, I do want to, before Tybalt gets off and flies off into the air, I'm gonna cast Bless on him. But before he lifts off.
What does Bless do?
You gotta watch out for the duration of Bless.
Oh shit, yeah.
The duration of Bless is 1 minute.
It's 1 minute, that's true.
Yeah, that will be gone before you even get into the tower.
Then I will wait until we are at the tower to do that. Never mind, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, Bless goes to 3 people. I wouldn't use it on just one person.
Yeah, I would wait.
Cool, you're learning how to be a paladin. I will say that on another wyvern, there's a paladin who is currently strapping the saddle to the wyvern, and Wybert is there, and he's you see that he's like, come on, let me. I swear, I'll be nice to her or whatever. I can do this. And the paladin is just shaking his head.
Saying or whatever is not very convincing.
Yeah.
Little man.
Please just let me. You can ride the wyvern. I just want to passengers piggyback maybe.
Piggyback maybe. Tybalt,
Are they not letting my boy get on?
Is he riding his own wyvern alone, or?
What was that?
Is Tybalt on Pomegranate alone, or?
No.
Tybalt will be on Pomegranate with Saren.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Wait, are they not letting Wybert go?
Not on a wyvern, I don't think.
Wybert is trying to convince them to let him on to a wyvern, and the paladin in question is not having it. Saren actually turns to the paladin in question and goes, "Well, if you promise not to touch anything, then I believe we can allow you onto the wyvern." And the paladin looks just disgruntled that he's frustrated that he has to share his wyvern with this absolute a disgusting rat of a man, and he's like, and Saren's like
real angry at you.
Yeah.
He is supposedly a semi-competent battle mage. He is very enthusiastic, and maybe, possibly, you can throw him through an open window. And Wybert goes, what? And then the paladin immediately just picks Wybert up and throws him onto the wyvern.
I think Vuras, he was going to be like, and he was gonna try and help convince. He'd be like, he has experience fighting in the air. Considering like the first time we met him, he was literally in the air throwing, slinging spells at us. But after hearing that, I think he
did get his ass beat, though.
He did get his ass.
He did get his ass beat by a different ranged character.
Yeah.
And also, there were multiple of us.
Yeah.
There were multiple. Anyway, so Wybert on the wyvern. He actually gets strapped in. And Tybalt, Saren hops aboard. Saren hops aboard Pomegranate, looks back at you. Are you ready?
Just hold it steady. I'll ask.
Hold her steady.
And he's like,
No, and then she does like fucking flips.
Glancing around for like a seatbelt.
Saren grins, and then goes, yup, and then the wyvern launches into the air.
Oh god.
Yeah, Pomegranate! Do a flip!
Do a flip!
There is no seatbelt, but you are strapped to the saddle, which means you're not gonna fall off unless you intend to.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. I wanted to ask this earlier.
Okay.
About the passenger saddle. Is it like behind Saren, or is it more like a sidecar type of thing? I am curious about that.
It is behind Saren.
Fucking wyvern sidecar?
If the wyvern had a sidecar, flying would be so unbalanced.
But the idea is funny.
You would be flopping around.
Would have to be ripped as fuck.
So, yeah, you are behind Saren. You're welcome to grab on to like any part of her armor if you want to keep steady. But you are going mock Jesus right now.
Okay, I am screaming. That's all Vuras hears as like in the distance as it just trails off.
Do you want to give us a scream?
No.
Oh god.
Turning Dani down.
The cutting out fast. That was the takeoff to like a roller coaster, like the ones that bring you.
It's like that fucking movie when someone gets fucking launched. Just
You go full How to Train Your Dragon mode. It does a like a barrel roll flip, and then suddenly it like its wings spread out, catches air, and it just starts gliding, and you slow down, and you feel your stomach sinking back down to the spot where it's supposed to be.
Your asshole, however, is still puckered.
I think Vuras on the ground is watching this happen, and he's just like,
Your
innie has become an outie.
your anus is on manual right now.
why would you say that?
Jesus Christ!
Literally. Okay.
So,
Oh my god.
you are now flying through the air, getting a wonderful bird's eye view of the very like open space that the spire supposedly is, but it's completely empty. It's the valley is still empty, and you don't see anything. Saren's wyvern begins circling it, keeping in mind that you have the sending stone, so you will get the first report of what's happening inside that spire, and that as soon as it appears is game time.
Game time.
Woo.
Gotta get my
All right.
face on.
speaking of which, Maya, Audra, and Misfortune. As you three step through the dimensional portal, you find yourselves inside a stone-bricked room. The air changes to cold and stale as you leave behind the open field and forest. The area around you is wide yet empty, devoid of any other individuals besides your group and the guiding mage. The ceiling is about 10-15 feet above you. The whole room is a single circle. In place of torches or lamps, the lighting comes from embedded crystals across the stonework wall. There is a large door at the other end of the chamber. Everything else about the chamber that you're inside is just barren. That is, save for the ground. When you glance below, you see that all three of you are standing atop a smooth stone platform wholly unique to the room itself. It's slightly curved downward with a large runic carving across its entire face. And as soon as you notice, the mage is already standing outside of the platform.
Can I do an Arcana check on what this is?
Sure.
26.
26. You look down. This is a teleportation receiver, but it's something else. And as soon as you're trying to piece together what the additional runes carved into its face appear to be, the mage says, "You're supposed to come alone, Maya. You think the Circle of Burial is that stupid? You'll be staying here while I fetch Master Talvain. Don't bother trying to break out."
Maya just throws up her hand and says, "Alright, go get Talvain."
You fucking snitch.
Goddamn snitch.
Does that response surprise him?
The extra... What?
Does that response surprise him? Or just like, okay, go get Talvain?
A little bit. The rune carvings... the additional rune carvings on the face of the platform, you know that it's a prison of pure magical force.
Everyone
Talvain,
gets so uptight.
well, I hate to say it, but Talvain will have all of your information regarding the Library of Creation, now that you don't have a choice in the matter.
He's outside the room, right?
No, he's inside the room, but he is inside of the runic platform. So he's not.
I'm just gonna slowly walk towards the edge of the runic platform. It's a solid wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a circle. It is a spherical, solid wall magical floor.
I'm just gonna kind of give a small nod. Alright. Pretty impressive. And honestly, that's fair. Go ahead. Don't have to babysit us. I don't really have anything to deal with this.
Except these hands.
You see that the necromancer looks like a bit confused?
Listen, what's your name, if you don't mind me asking?
Jeremy.
Smallpox.
God damn it, that's so funny.
You're it.
You're it?
You're it. You're it.
You're it. Before I came here, I did a bit of research on Mr. Nasrin. I believe my father would have stayed with him on his beliefs. I'm not coming here out of stupidity, but perhaps a little bit of sympathy and curiosity.
You'll find no sympathy here. Are you kidding me? That as soon as I get Talvain, she's gonna kill you and take all of your information. She's been lying to you this entire time. You think we're just going to allow you into the ranks? You're not even a necromancer.
I didn't want to be part. I just needed to know what was going on with Nazarene. Nazrun has nothing to do with this.
Nazrun has everything to do with this. This is his tower. The Spire Mirage is a creation of Nazrun himself. He's the Lich King of burial.
Yep.
And he will bury this world.
Did you know him when he was alive?
No. I mean, we've all heard of the Archmage Nazrun before, but not personally.
Did you ever even look into him?
What do you mean?
Are you blindly following a man who's...
That's what it sounds like.
Even unpleasant knowledge is necessary knowledge. Placing stigma on whole sections of arcane study invites ignorance and encourages the immoral to take advantage of what no one else understands. You think this is moral? Do you think this is what he wanted?
Of course it's what he wanted. He is here. He is at the top of this tower commanding us. Maybe his views changed. Maybe he's not the same Nazrun that you thought before. He is still our Lich King, and what he is doing has to be moral. This place is immoral. New Cersei, the Alliance, the Dominion, all of Rathia is plagued by this odd societal prison. We plan to bury the old world.
You
know
really
how
have
insane
never
you
spoken
sound?
to him.
Have you ever read a book? Have you ever met him? Have you always followed people so blindly that you don't even look into the people that you're supposed to be indebted to and follow?
I'm going to pull out a journal and hold it forward. These are all the notes that I took on Nazrun. If you want to take a look...
He steps forward. There's still a barrier of magical force between you two, and the necromancer just looks frustrated. Like you can tell in his body language, because you can't see his face. The cloak of distortion that he wears completely covers his face, like in a black void.
If he is looking at Maya, Maya only looks concerned, but not for herself.
This is ridiculous. You are trying to make me doubt myself, my loyalties. I gave up everything for this. You think I won't see it through? Do you know what they do? Do you know what they do to necromancers?
Here's where I think the concern is. You gave up everything to do this, and you have your life on the line, but you didn't actually look into it. You didn't actually think about it. You just blindly threw yourself into something.
What you hold in your hands is history. It is not the modern Nazrun. It is not Nazrun of today. You're lying to me. People change. Some people have to change.
Check? Can I do an insight check to see if he believes what he is saying?
Do me an insight check and an arcana check.
Poor thing.
Can I also do an insight check?
Sure.
I'd prefer that you do the insight check.
That's fine.
Audra do insight. Maya do arcana.
We just lost somebody. Oh, it was Dani.
I got an 18 on insight.
18. He is confused. You are challenging his viewpoint. He is confused, but he's trying to stand his ground in his beliefs.
27 arcana, by the way.
27.
Natural 27.
Natural 27. Fucking wait, so a nat 20?
Yes, that's a crit.
Holy shit. Okay, so a crit. You're challenging his viewpoint right now. Audra can tell that he is confused, frustrated, and angry. Maya, logically, you four stepped through the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Step through the portal. He was the only one to step through the barrier. logical deductions. 1, he has something on him that allows him to pass through the barrier. And 2, the Shatter Shard spike could absolutely disrupt this. You have a captor who is currently off his guard and frustrated and angry and confused. And you have an escape plan available. If he is allowed to leave this room, this is a nat 20. This is a nat 20 for, like, even though it's Arcana, I can tell you what you think logically in this situation. If he's allowed to leave this room, your infiltration becomes more difficult. He grabs Talvain. But at the moment, you and him are alone. Talvain probably doesn't even know that you are in the tower yet.
I'm going to hold open the book for him and hold it out, like hold it with one hand for him to look at, of all of my notes, and I will flip through it just to look. At least understand what I'm coming from.
While he's grabbing that book.
While he's looking for that, I'm going to slowly, if I have to roll sleight of hand, I will pull the Shatter Spike out of my back pocket and hold it so the other two can see it.
I want to move up beside Maya, up against the edge, to like get closer to this gentleman. I'm going to sympathize with you. I have been in your position. When you think you know exactly what is going on, and somebody comes into your life, and suddenly it doesn't seem the way it is supposed to be. It is a lot to take in, and you're going to want to argue it. We're not here to uproot your life and make you turn against everyone. This is to help you.
I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide if this is persuasion or deception, because in a sense you are here to uproot his life.
Yes.
The end goal is to take down the Spire and Nazarene. So I'll say because of that, I want you to roll me a deception.
Okay.
Am I assisting?
Yeah. Roll with advantage.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's so much better. Dirty 20.
All right. Misfortune?
What? Hello.
Oh, there you go.
I've been here. I tried to speak earlier, but you guys were having a moment, so I was like,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just let them go.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. It's fine.
No, this is perfectly okay, because Misfortune, as a rogue, is used to being, or at least trying to be, out of the picture.
Unnoticed.
When you are a walking omen. When you walk into town, everybody notices. When you decide you don't want to be noticed, you aren't. So at the moment, these two are talking to this necromancer. Maya holds out the book up to the barrier, and
she is holding the Shatter Spike behind her. If you want to take it from her,
she is holding the Shatter Spike behind her, and you see it. This is, you know that this can easily break you out of this barrier while the necromancer is distracted. He is leaning forward. He is listening to Audra, and he's now like, you hear him breathing heavily, like he's still frustrated, but he's like trying to temper his temper, and he is like leaning forward to take a look at the notebook. Misfortune, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, if she's just gonna hold it out for me, I might as well. I'm kidding. I'm gonna do what I came here to do.
I'm gonna say that you don't need to roll stealth or sleight of hand because of the deception check. Wait, what was the roll on that deception check again?
It was a dirty
20.
Dirty 20. Okay, great. Because of that deception check, he is thoroughly distracted.
God bless America. Y'all know what time it is then. I mean, is it just like a one entrance, one exit room? I don't know if I caught that earlier or not.
Yeah.
One exit, one entrance, one exit.
Cool. That's even better. Then, yes, I'm going to take that while he is thoroughly distracted. And if I remember correctly, you just pierce this bad boy into something and it goes kablamo.
Pop that bubble.
Pop that bubble, bitch.
You take the spike, and you drive it into the rune-carved platform at the bottom. That is the catalyst. The shatter shard, as it enters the stonework, rings out with a metallic reverberation. It thrums with strange magical potential and, as expected, divides the magical equation by 0. The runes on the platform flicker like it's attempting to process the inverse magic forced into its enchantment, and with a whooshing noise, you are certain that the sphere just disappeared. But so is the necromancer. I would like everyone here to roll initiative.
Do we get a surprise round?
You, I'll say that you guys don't get a surprise round, but he will automatically go last in the initiative.
Awesome. All right, cool. That's super helpful.
Well, my initiative with a Cheeto in my mouth.
You
I also
bastard!
got 17.
You fucked nerd.
Fuck you!
So, Audra or Misfortune, who wants to go first between you two?
It's up to you. Would you like to go first, or shall I go first?
You may go first.
Okay,
I'll
I'll go first.
ABC
well,
order.
I see.
The bubble pops. The mage notices, and he goes to reach into his robes for his arcane focus. Maya, you get the first move.
I need
Slap
him. I need him
Yes.
to make a strength saving throw for me.
Uh-oh.
Grapple
All right.
Get him.
Get his ass.
He has a +0 to this.
Yeah, he's a wizard, baby.
That is a 7.
That is a failure.
Yeah! Get fucked, nerd!
As
What's
this
a medium
happens, as the bubble pops and sees it, she kind of just sighs and says, "I'll try not to kill you." He takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Damn.
Actually, sorry. He takes 2d6 force damage.
That's all the health he has.
That's kind of
Sorry.
true.
I'm just making sure I get the right damage. All right. So that is 9 bludgeoning damage, and he is restrained, which means he cannot do spells with somatic components.
Oh shit! So this Earthen
Also,
Grasp.
This is Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, and he is also restrained, which means the people who do melee attacks, thank you, Monk and Rogue, all have advantage on attacks against him.
So immediately, this hand grabs out, like, you command the stonework of the very tower to form into a fist. Drives into the lower half of his body and clenches down as a fist, and he is restrained.
She closes the book, dusts her hands off, and says, "Sorry, I'm just a better wizard."
Oh! Damn.
Get fucked, nerd!
Audra, it's your turn. He is not dead.
I know. I want to knock him out.
about to be.
She about to kick him to the dome, bro. He's gone.
He's fucking about
Very
it.
true. Going to
You see?
Up
Oh,
to
go
him. Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
go
to
ahead.
interrupt. I'm going to walk up to him, say, I mean, I did mean what I said, but also you're in the way. And so I'm going to basically like elbow him in the temple and try to knock him out.
All right, so he took 9 damage before.
Yeah.
Roll me that unarmed strike.
I guess I could knock him with my glaive, because that'll do a little bit more, and that might actually knock him out.
You can just say non-fatal.
If you
Yeah.
if you deal 6 or more damage, he gets knocked out.
Yeah,
Oh.
just to be safe, I'll take
got
my
like
glaive.
he's got like 15 health.
Definitely a wizard.
Yeah.
He is a lackey. He is a lackey. He's actually never mind.
Okay.
Just smack him.
Okay, I'm gonna take the blunt end of my glaive and just like whack him in the temple. I got a 21 to hit.
Ouch.
With advantage.
Yep, with advantage. And that's 10 damage. So, good night.
Oh.
You see he gets restrained. His hand gets stuck into the stone fist as he is trying to reach for his arcane focus. You see that he is struggling and wiggling as you say that. He goes, "You're a fucking asshole!" And then he gets bunked unconscious.
This is going to be a little cruel, so don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm going to squeeze him a little tighter and see if I can break his arms.
I'm just gonna take his arcane focus. But that works too.
Yeah, why not just take his
She has a lot of
focus?
pent-up
Leave him with
rage,
his
okay?
arms.
I was gonna tie him up, gag his mouth, and then take his arcane focus.
Shit.
This works.
My Wyvern live. She's taking out her aggression on these necromancers who do know better.
Valid.
You hear a couple popping sounds, a couple snapping sounds.
And she just immediately drops him as soon as she hears that.
Yep, he is limp.
Then I'm gonna shove something in his mouth, just in case.
All right.
Just in case he screams when he wakes up.
Dramatic and verbal are out.
I assume you guys loot his body for useful items.
I mean, yeah.
I let them do that.
Miss Fortune didn't even
Yes,
get to
I'm
do
taking his
anything. She's
arcane
just like,
focus.
Damn, alright.
You take his arcane focus, which is a wand.
It's a clock.
Does he have
Psych.
anything else on him?
These still
He
for good
does.
money.
He has you look through his stuff. You get 1 orange crystal, 1 blue like gemstone, kind of like a glass shard, 1 mundane like steel key looking, and 1 black key.
Those were his snacks.
I think these are best in your hands, Miss Fortune.
Right. She's like
first
a little
one.
off-put at just watching them beat the fuck out of this dude in like 7 seconds.
He'll be fine.
Actually, less
Maya,
than 7 seconds.
Yeah.
roll me an Arcana or Investigation check.
Both of those are +7.
Dealer's choice.
26.
Okay, all right, shit. Do you ever roll below 10?
Sorry. No. That's actually incorrect. +7, 24.
Damn.
Still, do you ever roll below a 10?
Yeah, I do.
Statistically,
It's like Danny. It'll happen.
Also, for those
Occasionally.
watching, because
Oh.
the keys on screen look pretty similar, the one that's meant to be black is the really fancy looking one, and the mundane one is the one that's just like a
Yeah.
circle.
I mean, they look different.
Oh shit, this is a nice background.
Surprise!
So
Koden starts crying.
Yeah. It took me like 3
I know.
days.
All right, so you know he waved the orange crystal to create the dimension door. You can tell by like using your magical knowledge, this orange crystal is linked to this teleportation receiver. The blue gemstone, that kind of looks like glass. It's kind of got like a glass feel to it. This is the thing that allowed him to pass the barrier, which means you could give this to one person. They can remove the spike from the rune carvings and then walk right through the barrier again.
I will. Yeah, that's why I'm giving it to Misfortune.
Oh, ow. Sorry. Thank you.
If you remove it, isn't it going to explode?
No.
That's a 50-50 chance.
Probably not.
Do you want to roll those dice?
If it does, hey, I'm fine. I'll be okay. I'm built different.
Do you want to roll those dice?
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Is it a
Hey, can I
D20
do?
roll or?
Call high or low.
What dice are you rolling it on? Are you rolling it on a 100 or are you rolling it like on a D4?
I'm gonna roll on a D100.
Right.
Um,
I'm gonna say the chances
I'm sorry,
are,
but I can't help you.
if it's a 50-50, then it really is, like, this is the same as the point cost. I'm gonna say probably low. But I'm not in this room,
Hey,
so ignore my
7.
words.
Misfortune, what's your call?
We let the person called Misfortune make the choice.
Can I use my thing on this? I'm kidding. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
Low.
Low? That is a 19. You hold the blue shard in your hand. You reach down, grab the spike by the head of it because it kind of looks like a rail spike, and then you yank it out, and the rune carvings glitch, flicker, boom, magical barrier again. Doesn't explode.
Don't say fucking boom when we're talking about explosions.
No, if it exploded, I would have gone boom. I would have been forceful with it.
Like right now, boom.
It just broom, kind of like that. And you can just walk right through with the exclusion shard. Just makes you immune to this magical barrier.
Should we put this guy somewhere?
Put him back in the fucking bubble.
No.
Door if you want me to.
We're just gonna put him on the other side of the door and then close the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Why not
steel,
use him inside the bubble? He can't get through it and he can't
the steel
control
gray
it.
key.
That's true.
So are you guys putting him in the bubble?
Sorry. Ignore me.
No, we're not putting him in the bubble. We're just bringing him into the room and closing the door. So he
But if
and
we-
the bubble are in the room.
But if we put him in the bubble, he couldn't get out.
How are we gonna get the bubble back out of the bubble?
What's he
You can
gonna
say-
do? You guys hit him for minimal damage and he almost died.
You can-
fine.
You can say that you dragged him into the bubble before pulling the spike out.
If the
Yeah, let's
DM
do
is
that.
feeling merciful enough, let's do that.
All right. So
Thank you, sir.
you loot him of his useful catalysts. You drag him into the middle of the platform. You yank the spike out. Doesn't explode. The barrier turns back on. Misfortune walks out with the exclusion shard.
Man, that would have sucked if it did explode, because that means he would have died.
She's
Turn to giblets.
Yeah, he sure would.
Gib that man.
Yeah, his arms can go back to normal, but being exploded isn't really something you can come back from.
Yep. So the mundane key actually goes to this room. So there's one door exit. So you can use that key to lock the door from the outside.
Yeah, he's not getting out of here
No.
in any way, shape, or form.
On one hand, if any other necromancers show up on that teleportation platform and they have a copy of that exclusion shard and that key, then they can get out. But if they don't, then they're kind of fucked.
So
imagine coming in there like,
out of
damn,
the
I
4
forgot my
items
key
that
today.
we have, the chances of that is literally the 1 in 4. Probably
Imagine being
four.
the one necromancer who forgets his key but brought his exclusion shard.
I know.
Right? He's like, shit, he must have it on him, right? And then he checks, and he's like, damn it!
Damn it!
Are you joking?
Just sit there
have to
and
wait
wait
for
for
the next
another
guy to come.
necromancer to show up. This necromancer forgot his fucking exclusion shard, and it's like, oh, I have my key, but not my shard.
He's like, why
Oh,
did you
fuck.
pass out in the bubble today? Let me go get his fucking key, I guess.
Fucking
Goes over to him.
lazy ass.
Where's your key? Where's your key?
Continuing.
Maya, you know that the black key, the fancy looking key, it is magical. That is all you can tell.
How small is the regular key?
The regular key, it's a little like
Key size.
it's key size. It's a little smaller than I would actually say it's bigger than the special black key, just because the images, like that one definitely looks bigger.
I can change the sizes of the images, you know.
Koden, don't do anything. You're not a part of this.
Koden.
Koden, shut up.
You're not here.
You're not here. It's a little bigger than the black key.
How big is it compared to my hand?
I mean, you're very small.
You're very small, so it's like twice the length.
My hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna toss it in my bag then.
Gotcha. So, do you lock the door when you leave?
Yeah, I locked the door behind me.
Cool. So that black key is still magical. You don't know what it goes for, what it goes to, but I don't know. You can probably take some guesses.
I'm just gonna take a moment and be able to cast an identify ritual spell instantly, and
Magic.
so I'm gonna identify the key.
All right. This key both unlocks and bypasses a warding enchantment on a room the key itself knows as the Mirage Conflux.
Fancy name.
Okay.
When you reach the door at the end of the room, it opens out into a narrow spiral staircase going both up and down. On the wall immediately opposite of the door you exited is a perfect smooth stone carving of the tower itself, like an illustration of the spire. It is kind of a rudimentary, like very basic image of this spire, this tall like necromancer tower. At the bottom, there is a collection of jutting out crystals, though it's because of the carving, it's hard to tell very many details. But you see that the sections of this tower are all like crossed into they're all crossed into sections, and then there is a list right next to it indicating the various levels of the spire.
Cool. Is there a "You are here" sign?
Where's the map?
Yeah.
This is the map, but let me actually get you the list of what you what you see.
I just realized I should have taken his robe. And now I feel dumb.
Too late.
But the next person we run into, I'm taking the robe after we beat
Do you really want to? I mean, we're not going to be hiding ourselves for very long. This is
No. This is for me when this is all done.
Oh, you just want a cloak?
Well, yes, it hides the features. I wouldn't have to wear a mask.
You know what?
It does do a pretty good job, I'll tell you what.
I'll take you what?
Motioning.
Quit. I
Well,
wouldn't have
this
to
is
wear a
true.
hat or a mask.
This is I just posted in the archive chat. This is the list.
Mirage Conflux. So we have to go down the floor.
Bone Horde? Why is that inaccessible? That sounds like a fun room.
No?
What do you mean, no?
No.
We're not going down there. However, we do need to go down one floor. So we're going to go down. And yeah.
Let me actually take a snip image of this for Koden's sake, so that they can present it.
What if we need to go to the bone Horde?
You could just copy paste it, code it, and put it in as a text thing.
I was gonna, and then
And
I was
have it
gonna
on
do
the
like a
side.
"We are here" kind of arrow that I could just move around.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh, sure. If you would like to do that, can you do that real fast?
Yeah, I could do that. It'd be easier than trying to move around, like, you know.
all the pictures and shit.
Yeah.
What if we need to go to the Bone Horde?
What do we need bones for?
Yes, but we don't know if there's something else in the Bone Horde that we might need.
Like what? A bone dragon? What do
We don't-
You don't know?
What do we need in there?
Maybe that's where they keep all their skeletons.
They're what?
That would be the undead antechamber, probably. That's why we're not going any lower than level 0 right now.
Level 0 is the first basement. Then there's the second basement, which is the undead antechamber. Then you can only assume somewhere below that is the bone horde.
Where the bones are.
Yep.
Nope.
The first, the teleportation receiver 1, which is where you guys are at, is ground level.
I feel like the only thing that we're gonna find down there, Audra, is bones.
You don't know that.
I'm gonna start walking downstairs.
All right.
Down.
I curse at them in my home language.
I don't know what you're saying, but I do not like the tone that you're taking with me, ma'am.
You don't know what I'm saying, so how do you know it's offensive? Maybe my language just sounds like that.
I never said it was offensive. I said I didn't like your tone, but now I can assume that it was offensive.
You three, while discussing this, step down the spiral staircase a little over 15 feet downward before you reach another door. This one seems like a normal wooden door.
Cool. I'm gonna use the black key.
Click, click. You see as you unlock the door, a discharge of magical potential visibly bursts outward, though more of like a light unsealing, kind of like you're cracking open a soda can. It was psh. You open the door and are hit with a deep purple glow.
Woo!
The room you three step into thrums with heavy magical static. So much so that you feel like you're walking through this thick, invisible smoke. The room is far smaller than anticipated, only about 20 feet in diameter. The walls being covered with a purple crystalline formation. The crystals... Yes?
I'm sorry. As soon as we go in, I would like to... you finish your description. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. The crystals produce the humming sound that you hear with like loud and reverberating, like a generator that's running smoothly. These are, however, the second things that you would notice, as in the direct center of this chamber is a massive central crystal jutting upward. It glows a lucent sheen and appears to be linked at the base to the crystal formations covering the walls.
Looks like something we should break.
Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Alright. I'm sorry, that's another 17, so 24.
How the fuck, man?
Listen, man, I'm an archaeologist. I know my shit. I'm a wizard. This is the only thing I'm good at. Is doing this and doing damage.
So,
are there runes and stuff like that?
Runes?
Like runic circles and stuff like that.
Runic circles? There actually isn't any runic circles here. It seems that the magic is inherent to the crystal formations. And the magic being intense illusion magic. This is a massive catalyst. And you see that it's linked to these crystals that like connect to the walls, almost like pretty much make up the walls of this room, that this catalyst extends outward into a larger formation. You assume that the illustrations of crystals you saw at the base of the spire mirage, from the like little carving illustration, are an extended portion of this.
So there's like little drawings everywhere.
No, that's just the illustration you saw next to the list of the levels to the tower.
Oh.
There is no runic symbols or drawings at all in this room. It's just a giant crystal linked to the walls.
I'd look over at Misfortune and say, "Do you want me to do it, or are you comfortable getting close to that?"
I can get close to it. It's just a matter of what'll happen if I do.
I can do a little safer if you'd like me to.
I'll live a little bit. I'll live a little bit.
All right.
Oh, ouch.
You step forward.
I do. Sorry, I had to adjust myself.
No problem. So you step forward. The crystal is just producing this low, like humming noise.
It's time to stab. Bunk. You know what I do.
Okay, you take the spike, you take your hand back, and you stab it into the crystal.
As hard as I can.
It explodes!
Yay!
You jam the spike into the crystal form, and it cracks, splintering as you force this shatter shard into its form. Immediately, the crystal sparks with light, and the thrumming grows louder and more intense.
Maya says over the sending stone, "It's go time, boys."
Misfortune, you might want to back up.
Oh, you're probably right. I'll back up. I tried it.
Tybalt, you get a call over the sending stone saying, "It's go time, boys."
Yeah, baby! That's what I'm waiting for!
So, the thrumming, so it's shaking the room and the walls and your bodies to their very core, shuddering in magical malfunction. The crystal looks ready to explode before it suddenly
Running out of the room.
It suddenly halts.
Oh.
And goes dead silent.
I turn and I look back at it.
The light drains from its inner form. The crystalline walls go dull, and the room blackens, as though you just turned off the lights.
Now we leave that in there, and if they want to rip it out and risk it themselves, we've used that twice now.
Alright, now it's time to go fuck shit up, right?
Time to fuck shit up.
Yep.
Are you sure that we
Let's
can't
go,
visit
girls!
the Bone Lord?
You don't want to visit the undead antechamber?
We are not visiting the undead antechamber.
All right, cool.
Lord.
Well, I mean, you could just blow up their entire stockpile of undead, but
See, that was my idea. I'm like, if we go to the Bone Horde, that's probably where they keep all the bones for their undead minions. If we just blow them up, they can't use them.
Inaccessible.
Here's the thing. If we find out that this building is like, how wide is this tower?
How wide is it? It's
How
difficult.
wide is this tower?
It is difficult to tell from inside because you've been in the teleportation receiver, and the
Never
second
seen
floor.
the outside.
The second floor. You've never seen the outside. The second floor room with the Mirage Conflex was only about like 20 feet wide.
And what about the room we were trapped in?
The room that you're trapped in was much larger. It was about like 50 feet around. It was just the platform in the center, and then a lot of empty space.
Okay.
I'm thinking it doesn't follow.
I don't think it follows physics.
Yeah,
If-
that's the word.
So
Bullshit.
It's a mage's tower, but if we
It's
find
bullshit.
if we find a way to turn off the magic support,
I would like to cut out to the outside view.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Tybalt,
Yeah.
you get the call on the sending stone. It's go time, boys. And as you look towards the valley, you see a large burst of magical energy. This kind of like this purple smoke just disperses. That was previously unseen. Disperses and just dissipates into the air. In front of you is what appears to be a 1/4 mile wide spiral tower. It is of blackened stone, rising from the ground about 80 feet into the air. At the base, massive sharpened crystals jut in diagonal angles from the bottom portion of the spire in a full circle around it, as though thoroughly embedded in the spire that no entrance appears visible. From the mass of crystals, the stone body of the tower extends upwards like it's growing out from this crystalline source. Large stained windows dot the tower, and a platform sticks out to a sharp, almost knife-like edge about halfway up the spire. It spirals its way around the cylinder length up to the top of the spire, and on the top, the tower tapers off into a pointed tip. The spiraling edge turns into a full circle near the top of the tower, separating it as the definitive final level of the tower. Yet the outer wall of that tip of the tower has no windows to speak of, like a watchtower that watches nothing. Next to the spire, several stories tall and near motionless, an oversized monstrosity of a skeletal creature standing guard to the spire. It has a minotaur-like skull and a dull fireball that slowly rolls around in its rib cage.
Damn it, I'm inside!
This familiar sentinel seems currently dormant, though its imposing figure proves that will likely be the biggest problem in the oncoming fight. The siege weapons will likely be pointed at it. As soon as the spire appears, and Saren notices it, she dips Pomegranate down towards where the mages are almost done burning a path through the entire forest. So Pomegranate dips down towards where the warband is, and just as the mages finish burning down the last of the trees, creating a full, clear line towards the spire, Saren summons her bident to her hand, brings the wyvern down low, close enough to the warband, and then raises it to the sky and gives out a roaring battle cry as the war machines start turning and revving up. The people are Basil has automated these trebuchets so that they move forward powered on a magical source, and they start rolling forward slowly. The phalanxes of soldiers stand at the ready and start charging. Vuras, you join the ranks as this entire warband cuts through the one clear path through the forest and rushes the tower.
The familiar feeling of adrenaline going into a fight.
Yeah, as the spire shakes and disperses the magical energy, there is a moment of hesitation where a moment of silence as this minotaur skeleton doesn't even do anything, and there appears to be nothing else around, when suddenly you hear
oh shit.
Somewhere close to the top of the tower, a loud, almost like a tornado siren sounds off for about a good 15 seconds, and the minotaur skeleton eyes flame with fire. The fireball in its chest starts heating up and rolling around and generating magic and flame, and this gigantic kaiju-sized monster just roars to life. The ground, magic purple smoke just disperses across the entirety of the valley field. As the warband closes in on the spire, the purple smoke that was dispersed from what seems from the crystals covers the ground, seeps into the dirt, and then skeletal hands burst out from the top. Zombies, ogre zombies, skeleton monsters, all of these soldiers of undead proportion lift themselves from the ground effortlessly. They are rising up to meet the challenge. Your siege has begun.
Oh!
Fuck yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
Holy shit.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck that. I'm gonna fuck that Minotaur up. I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck that
same.
Minotaur up.
Do it for me because I'm not there.
Dani, I am so excited for you.
Oh. Before we get into the thick of it, I didn't want to interrupt you earlier, but when Saren like rallies the troops, I do summon my gun.
Badass. I will say, Tybalt, as excited as you are to fight this Minotaur, I do need to remind you that you do have a primary goal.
I know. I am thinking about a lot of things right now. I know the primary goal. Don't worry.
I think Danny's going to build a bigger gun for that thing.
And he's like, alright, let's get this fucking fantasy rocket launcher and go boom!
Well,
So-
I do
Or
have
a special bullet.
a new form of weapon that but me and Jack, me and you discussed this. That is the one I summoned, the new one.
Oh goody.
Okay, that's the one you summon right now?
Yeah, the mortar.
Yes. So your Eldritch Cannon at the moment has been modified, changed into a lobbing mortar of a weapon. Kind of like a grenade launcher.
Oh good.
Yes.
Christ.
So the soldiers, the lines of soldiers, skeletal monsters, clash. The phalanxes hold strong against the this horde of undead that is continuously rising out of the spire, and the Minotaur roars to life. You see its skull, in a familiar fashion, is twitching and moving around erratically as a fireball burns up through its non-existent throat, and it spits out a massive fireball, a projectile that flies through the air and aims directly towards a phalanx of soldiers. You see that a battle mage reaches a hand up and counterspells it. They launch this honestly a Hail Mary of an attempt of defense, but this energy of this magical energy of abjuration shoots out of their hand, goes into the giant fireball, disperses it, and just embers fall down to the ground. This is a full-on battle that is being waged.
Okay, Helm's Deep. Fuck it up.
Fuck it up! Fuck it up!
Vuras, you're part of the first phalanx that crashes into the skeletons. You do notice that the crystal formations seem to indicate that there is no direct on the ground entrance. Mm-hmm. But before you make your scoop move, where the wyvern grabs you, you have a moment of familiar, almost nostalgic wartime battle. These skeletons are crashing against your shield, waving swords and maces, and you, standing strong again, with a number of other platinum knights and city guard soldiers, are holding the line against these skeletons. Tybalt, from the position on the wyvern, you look down and you see far behind the tail of the warband is Basil. And Basil, on Stallion, is starting to get noticeably frustrated, and you hear her shout, "God damn it! Move, you stupid ox!" And Stallion's head juts completely forward.
Oh.
Eyes focus in like these like lazy eyes focus dead forward, and you see this reasonably should not move this fast with as much armor and the giant ballista just sprints forward at a speed that is unnatural.
Yep. There it is.
Basil struggles to hold on to the ballista. Her fucking like seatbelt managing. She has a seatbelt, but her seatbelt managing to like hold on to like keep her from flying off of the ox. And she loads the ballista and just starts firing on this incredibly like ridiculously fast moving tank that you have created.
Yes. All according to Keikaku.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, Tybalt, what is your first move?
I am gonna fucking. Actually, how far am I from that Minotaur? Like, roughly.
I'm gonna say you're like within a 60-foot distance.
Oh, okay.
You're flying around though.
Okay. I tap Saren on shoulder, and then I lay my fucking gun on her shoulder.
She holds on strong.
And I say what I said before. Hold her steady. And I'm gonna take a shot at hopefully getting a bit of a bonus because hopefully she's holding me steady. I'm gonna take a pot shot on that fucking Minotaur, right for the fucking head.
She is holding it steady. Roll me an attack roll. This is just gonna be straight up.
Hurry.
Okay, bet. How's a dirty?
Well,
20?
Dani. Ooh.
Dirty 20 hits.
Oh fuck yeah. I don't know if we discussed like the damage for this mortar. Is it just the same as the force ballista?
It is the same as the force ballista, except it deals fire damage.
Damn.
And it has the siege property, right?
It does, which means it deals extra damage against buildings.
Okay, that's fine.
Brilliant.
But yeah, I'm gonna take my pot shot. I'm aiming for his head.
All right, roll me the damage on that.
Okay. Can't remember what it is. Okay. That's 15. 15 damage.
15. So this mortar bomb explodes against its skull. The Minotaur doesn't look very hurt or perturbed, but it is its attention is drawn to you.
And then sorry.
Yes.
Continue.
It is starting to prepare another fireball as its skull is like locked in on your position.
Cool. I am. So that was my bonus action. To hit with that, I am going to use my action to cast Firebolt right in the fucking eye socket.
Oh yeah.
Get its aim off, you know.
All right, yeah. Roll that attack.
Yes. How's a 17?
17 does not hit.